Okay, let's switch over and play Zelda 2 now. Okay. Y'all can see what the palaces are like and how I cope with difficulty. It's Christmas in July. It's true. Never? Keep it all year long. What? That's too long. Yeah, Luna? I'm excited to play that game next. If I can make a suggestion for editing of the gameplay, have one video with all the deaths and the reactions to it. I'll think about it. The thing is, it's not me editing it. It's my friend, my really good friend Fred. He's in charge of all the edits. He's bound to make it funny though, because that's just his personality and just what he does. So oh, thanks, Zing. I was literally about to type exclamation mark title. Okay, so I've poked around in this dungeon before. I have 3 lives. I have a new ability called Reflect, and I don't think I've ever used it. So we're gonna experiment with it in this wonderful dungeon or palace, and yeah, I'm gonna remember I don't know where to go to begin with. So we're gonna go this way. Oh right. Oh god, there's 2 of them. You jerk! Oh my god, I forgot! This is not a good start! We're gonna go this way. There's no ghost this way, I keep forgetting. Thank you, Dre. Fred is totally going to extract all the deaths. Ask and you shall receive. Just the usual start, you know, just wasted all my health, basically. Did we find any heart containers? The life bar looks so small. No. I did find a magic container. And you know what? That's all I need. The thing is, it's not like I'm not trying. Ow. It's not like I'm not trying to find the heart containers. They're just hard to find, you know? No, I forgot. I need to use jump to jump higher. Trying to remember what I've seen already. I literally can't remember a thing. Damn, my memory is so bad. Thank you guys for the follows. The puzzles within the puzzles and solutions within the struggles of playing the games. Exactly. It's what makes it fun, is it not? I know there's a key at the very end. There's a key. We're gonna try using jump. Jump over. Ow. That was rude. Oh my god. Oh god, this is not good. Whoop! What? Ah! Okay. That's okay. It's okay, chat. All part of the plan. I have to remember there is a door to right, immediately left. Oh god, he jumped out of his hole. God. Oh my god, what? Okay, I'll just keep going. Oh my god, oh my god. I forgot that they can jump out of their hole. Ah! Here. No, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna remember to do... I'm gonna remember to do the jump. I'm gonna remember to do the jump. Oh my god, I'm taking unnecessary damage. Unnecessary? You know, for a lot of these rooms, there's actually not as many things. Woo! Okay, we made it. The general! Hello, buddy. Thank you for the resub. If you don't rescue Zelda, no one will. You know what is she to me? What honestly though, what is she to me? Also, I'm wondering. Okay, this is a huge... I'm gonna try it. I don't know if I can reflect. Oh! I can. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can reflect his stupid maces. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm immune to not getting hit by him, but reflecting works on maces! Hallelujah! That's amazing. I have a save state on the NES Switch app, but I haven't finished it yet. It's hard, man. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not taking damage that way. We're going in serious, guys. Serious. Serious face. Reflect those stupid maces. Exactly. Woo! Why? Okay, fine. If you're gonna do that, then haha. I got experience. Sucker. Bunny! I wonder, can I make him just fall? Fall! Come on! Darn. Darn it, I wasted. Thank you, buddy, for the 62 months! So relaxing and friendly. Aw, you're so sweet. I'm happy you're relaxed. Aw, thank you, bunny. So that was like, what, 100? 100 in the pee bag? 100 experience? Good to know. Alright, I should probably save here. Because this is like, we have to go here. We have to go here. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts around it. I had to fight this red skelly guy. Oh god. Oh, well, that wasn't cool. Sometimes I hit the back button when I'm hitting down. It's unfortunate. Ugh. Thank you, Mikkel. Zelda 2, man, it changes people. It changes people? In a good way or a bad way, would you say? Probably not smart. Probably not smart to use all my magic right here, but I can't help it. Hello? Come back! Sir? Did you die? I can't tell! Okay, my back is turned. I won't watch. Hello? Well, that was... I feel like that was a waste. What? Okay. Alright. Hi, Freaky! Thank you so much for the resub! Hello, welcome back! Is this a Hydro Flask? Yes, it is. Hydro Flask. Oh, hi! How are you doing today? Ugh, not another one. You know... Oh, God. You know what I should probably do instead is just jump over them. Like, I feel like it's not worth fighting them. I feel like, am I hitting him because I'm from I'm afar? I'm from afar? I'm gonna just attempt the jump technique. Everywhere I go. Jumping. And I already have the jump. I already have the jump thing going here. Oh my god. Ah! No! What? Nonsense. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Okay, let's try it here. Where is he? Is he here? Wait, where is he? Did I just waste... What? Where'd he go? What? He was invisible? How does that make any sense? Hi, Osma. Hi, Andorio. How far are you into the game? Palace 4. Wherever that is. wonder if he can yeet himself off. Oh, he got close. He got close. Come on. Come here. Come here. Oh. Come on. I wonder if he can do it. Come on. I'm patient. I have all day. I don't think he's going to do it. I still have my jump. Oh. Ah! Also, I don't know what happened. I feel like now I'm not gonna get that weird glitch that doesn't show where he is now. Very unfortunate. Oh my god. Every time. Every time, guys. Every time. What? Now he shows up? The heck, man? Oh man. Ah. Have I played Persona 5 Royal? No. This game is evil. It can be. It can be very unfortunate. Okay, I gotta jump. Woo! Haha! Sucker! Haha! I'm gonna save that. Haha! Haha! Ah! Okay, we're gonna use jump again. See, what's going on? He doesn't show up. What in the world? Why? Hey, this is the weirdest thing, and I don't Oh! Hog! He jumped off. Oh wait, maybe he just jumped off the other time too. What? Haha, suckers! Haha! Hi, Al. Save scumming. You bet your butt I'm save scumming in this game. I'm at number 4. Heck yeah. But don't worry, save scumming doesn't always help me. Ah! Okay. Let's see. Do I want to jump over him? Do I want to attempt to jump? I'm gonna try to jump over him. Takes the least amount of magic. Oh, oops. I did it early. Let's do that. Oh, I thought I could attempt without. Oh, well, you know, it's not too bad. Okay, I'm gonna have to jump down now, aren't I? Okay. Oh, darn. I wonder if it matters. Is this reset? What's over here? I'm scared. Oh, okay, right. There's nothing. Whoop. Oh. I don't want to reset all the time. The enemy does that from time to time. He's not very good at edges. And I don't hate the Great Palace. I hate the journey to the Great Palace. Oh god. That doesn't sound good at all. Holy cow. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Ah! He's through 2? He can throw 2? How did he throw 2? Oh god. Oh my god. I don't know why I did that. I got so scared of the disco or the DVD. I'm so scared of that thing. Ah, I'm running away. Ah, stop chasing me. Please leave me alone. I'm gonna take damage here, but it's okay. I'm just gonna leave. Oh, okay. Life? We'll keep going. I don't know why why the DVD thing freaks me out every time, man. I don't know what they're called. The skull death thing. I don't know. Skull. I don't know what they're called. Hello, Kawaii. Oh no. What? No. 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 Oh no. No. Oh no. No. Oh god. I'm gonna... No! You turds! You can jump over them if you, like, you know, get it right. Oh. Okay, alright, what do we have here? Magic. Oh, where am I? Hold on, let me go up the elevator. Where am I? That doesn't look familiar. That looks familiar. I went there. Okay, so there's 4 floors? 5 floors? Is this the exit? Oh my god, okay. There's like 4 or 5 floors, something like that. I'm gonna call this one the 2nd floor. I was here, but then I fell through the hole, so... These dragon heads are raw. Is that what they're called? Hi, Rogue. Okay. Alright, well, we open. Don't touch me. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Don't. These blue jelly guys are just annoying. Do they make more? No. Oh, what? He threw 2? Oh, there's 2 of them. Huh. Darn it. I need to save after this. Oh, look at that. That was so good. Reflect. Oh my god, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, I don't even need reflect. I think I can just do the thing. Oh my god, this doesn't look fun. Please don't tell me this is the same room. Ugh. But this time, I have the up fight shot, whatever it's called. Oh my god, okay, we can't be making mistakes with dog heads, man. We can't be making those mistakes. I learned my lesson the first time. Or maybe not even the first time, like the 500th time. Okay. Go for it, Kylie. Go. Go. Uh-oh. Go get out of here! Get out of here, you stupid dog head! No! Oh god, I hate these guys so much. Okay. Alright. Okay, yes, start. Start there. They know what I'm doing, man. Stop! I go crazy, I can't multitask, man. Oh, I can't. Ah! Oh, they're wolf heads, dog heads, ugh, same thing. Ugh, they're horrible heads, that's what they are. I can't multitask, I can't fight and like get these at the same time. It's a pain in the rear end. Okay, I did it. Aha. Freedom! Oh, darn it. I don't know why I don't dodge. Come on, go down. Go. What are you doing? Why was that 3? Whatever. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. There was nothing on the left side, was there? Let's hope not. Oh, let's be done with that. Okay, I got an extra key. I can keep blocking this thing, it would be fine. I don't care. Okay. Alright, alright. Is there anything over here? Oh, I can't remember. Okay, hold on. We'll go up. Because I know of one door. I have one key. So. XCK, hello! Thanks for the raid! Hi! How are you? Dodge, dip, duck, and dive. Exactly. Dodgeball. You think there was something? I'll have to go check it out if I get lost then. But for now, we're gonna keep going. Oh. Can I hit that guy?
Wow.
Willis! Oh no! That wasn't very nice, Mr. Ghost. I need to get through the door. You jerks. No! Why? You're just so far away. What? I got up way too fast. Oh my god, I'm getting wrecked here. There we go. Run away! Okay. Whew. LTT. Oh, Links to the Past can be a breeze. Everything is gonna be a breeze after this. Everything. Don't jump out of your hole, please. Stay in your hole where you belong. That's what I'm talking about. Get out of here. Whiz robes are terrifying, guys. They're terrifying. But there's a door there, and I need to get past. I need to get past him. Can I kill them? I can't. I'm guessing the only way to kill them is reflecting. I'm gonna try it. No, I can't try it. I don't have enough magic. Darn it, I just want to see what's past them. Haha! Haha! I did it! Hi, Todd! Okay. Let's, Alright, I'm estimating my chances of survival here. I could, I mean, I can, you know. Darn it. Oh, wait, I can jump. No, I can't. What have I done? Okay, maybe I should die. You know what? No. Not after. Not until I kill this guy. And then I jump and get it. Yes. Good practice. Unless, do I have a key? I already have a key! Just kidding. Never give up. Never die. Never give up. I already have a key. Okay. I need magic though. What was that? I need the magic though. Because there's no way I'm gonna get that key without magic. So we'll come back. Oh god. We'll come back. Crap. Oh my god. Mwah. No! There's another one? No. Oh god, I hate this room. It's like the creators just knew. Oh wait. Wait. Okay, this is gonna be annoying, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna find some surprises down here, I know it. If I've played enough of this game, it's taught me enough. Ooh, 200. I mean, what's the catch? What is the catch, game? What is the catch? What is the catch? I'm gonna go all the way. Oh, there's another one. Hey! Well, I got a key. Leave me alone, sir. Ah! Okay, I got a staircase. Let's see if I can do this. I should have taken that one hit though. Oh! It's a dead end! Never mind! I should have never taken a hit! Alright, well I got a key. Wow, there's no dog heads. What is, like, what? Like, what makes no sense? Okay, well, alright, where do I go now? Let's see. Oh no. Why do you all exist? Why? I hate you. I'm gonna die here. That's okay. If I die here, I think it's okay. Let's go out with at least like a shot. Never mind. It's not a shot at all. No. Oh, I did damage though. Oh, I got it. I survived. Okay. Still can't get that key. Something I gotta keep in mind. But there is a ladder here, or an elevator here. So, okay. There's one more key. There's one more key. I think I've gotten all the keys that I've seen at least. Besides that one. I don't have any magic left. Okay, I guess we're going this way then. I'm forcing my hand. Have I gone over here? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I haven't. But that's okay. Wait, what? Where'd you come from? Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, wee, whoa. Oh, that's it. Do I want to die there? I don't. Because I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I have a key. Why did I do that? Oh. No, not yet, not yet. Hello, Stack. How are you? Darn. I was gonna try something, but it didn't work. That's okay. I got this, chat. Oh, Pog! Did y'all see that? Wow, sick moves, Kylie, sick moves. Y'all see that? I got both of them. Thank you, Aki. If only I could always do that, then I would feel invincible. What are these blocks? Are they like Nintendo, like Mario blocks? You know? I'm getting so far deep in this dungeon, I don't know where I am anymore. I don't even know how I'm gonna get back. Oh, crap. Ah! Okay, well, alas. I have met my match. If I can somehow get to the area where the DVD Angry Skull is, that would be fabulous. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Perfect. I just need this thing to kill me so that I can just reset right here, I think. I think that's what I should do. Come get me! Come get me! Oh no! Hit me! Kill me. There we go. Okay, we're good. We have 3 lives, so this will give me magic and other stuff.
Hello,
Health.
Smile.
Hello, Ghost. How are you? Hello. Okay, let's see if I can do this without getting hit. We're gonna create on a new one. Oh, darn. No, I want to try to not get hit. Ah! What is going on, Kylie? What are you doing? Ah! Every time! Okay, alright. Freedom! No, you better not come after me! Okay, we did it, chat. Ooh, okay. Alright, let's go open that door. Keep in mind, I have still yet to find... What have I yet to find? No, you jerk. I've yet to find the boss, and I've yet to find the thingy. The item or whatever I need. Oh, I can't figure out where they are anymore. Okay. Every room is an adventure. Indeed. One at a time, chat. One at a time. No. Maybe I can jump over them. I'm just gonna wait. Yes, the item. Yes, yes. The item. The item. The item. I wish I could kill you. Okay. Wish I could. Wonder what it is. I can't even remember what it is. What is the item? Oh, it's probably the boots. The boots to walk on water. Hi, Poison! Hi! Thank you for the raid. How are you doing? Hi, guys. Hi, Tyler. How many uses we get out of this dungeon item? 1 or maybe 2? Well, assuming if it was walk on water, I don't know. Good question. Okay, question. Do I want to use jump or do I... Oh. Oh. Oh, man, if I could have gotten out of that with full health, could you all imagine? Okay, oh my god. Okay, okay. We're gonna do jump. We're gonna use jump here. Wait a second. Where am I? Wait, what? Oh, wait, that's over there. My bad. This is down here. I need to be down here. Okay. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's such an advantage having the freaking The beam of death. Thank you, Todd. Hi, Aqua. We go for watching one stream place, playing this hella stressful game to another. Hello, Chess Kid. Poison, you were playing it too? Where were... Oh, you're in the 6th Palace. Holy cow. Oh, full health out of that truly pro gamer move. I know that would have been cool, but alas, I didn't do it. It wasn't successful. I need to play this guy safe. You know, I kind of want to get this guy to get to the bottom. I think that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna attempt to do that, and I'll just skip the other one because I want the experience points. Okay, all right. No, darn it! I knew he was gonna hit me. Trying to conserve my life. Okay. Again, this time, don't use jump. Okay, come on. No! Ugh. Can I hit him on the head? Am I allowed to do that? Here, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can do that. Ah, it didn't work. Darn it, I don't think I can hit him. He has a helmet. Ah, oh well, it's okay. Here, let me save like right before it so I don't have to keep going down. Thanks, Tyler. Oh, we did it! Question is, do I want to use jump? We'll see. I'm gonna use jump right now. I want to get the pea bag. Oh! 100! It's nice. Not amazing, but it's nice. No. Oh, I did not have to take damage. I could kill that guy. I could kill that guy. I could also kill this one and not waste any magic. Let's see. Yeah, we did it! I just won't get the pea bag. Oh well. Hello, Dale. How are you? We'll do a different save, just in case I want to get that bag. Level up soon? No! He drops a pea bag, though. How much was that? Was that 200? I know it might be random, but let's see if I can do this without... Whoa, 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 I got stuck. Aw, he didn't drop the pea bag. Well, he dropped magic. Rather have the experience, but oh well. There's another one. Every time a new boss or a new enemy. Save! That's what you get for resetting abusely. Whatever. Playing the game how I want! Deal with it! Only 790 to go. Yeah, only. Where's the boss? Wait. Where's the item then? That's okay. I guess I'll find it after. I don't know where the item is at all. Oh god, what am I gonna have to endure this time? Alright, here we go. Oh my god. Oh, what's this? What? Oh my god. Why did I not think that I was gonna be? Of course it's a whiz robe. Okay, Okay, let's try reflect, maybe? I'm gonna try reflect. Because that's the only thing new. Okay, so at least it's reflecting back to him. I just have to hit him. My favorite! Yes, of course, my favorite. Obviously, easy. Let's also do shield. So I can last a little longer. Oh, it did damage. No. That wasn't so bad. Oh, sorry, my Teams is going off. What the heck, people? Nailed it! Third try, yeah, third try. I'm still in Teams. Okay, sorry, that was my computer. Okay. Wow, that wasn't so bad. I think the trick is just don't move and reflect. Obviously, that wasn't too bad. All right, well, yay! Hallelujah. I feel like the horse guy was still a lot harder. All right, now, oh, I leveled! Do they always just level you up to the next level? Like, automatically? Or is it because I had already high enough experience? Hi, Happy Bear. Hello. How are you? They always do? Interesting. You would think I was so close. I might as well just got another level. Oh, it's an automatic level up. Okay. All right. Well, my attack will go up. Yes, I need that. I need my attack. My attack needs to go up for sure. Okay, this gets me to the exit. Where's the item? Hold on, guys. Don't answer that. I'll say that I didn't explain this at the beginning of my stream because we have a lot of new people here. I say the word platypus. I know it's a very random word, but I say the word platypus when I need help. Otherwise, just don't answer me. I do a lot of rhetorical questions on accident, so just FYI. I feel like I need to go back. I feel like going this way is silly. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, that just gives me to the exit, and this gives me, okay. Let's just go back the way we came. Do I have an extra key? No. There's definitely an area I haven't investigated yet. I don't even think I can go this way. We're gonna try. It would be hard to explain where the item is anyways. Perfect. My pee bag! It's okay. I'll leave it here for the next adventure. Okay, can't go that way. I don't even think I'm allowed to even go back this way, am I? Unless I use... No, I can. Oh, turd muffins. Nobody saw that. Hi, Timmy. Hello. How are you? It would probably look like the Konami code anyways. True. Castlevania turns 35 this year too. I know there's like a lot of anniversaries of Pokemon 25th anniversary. Isn't the Sonic anniversary this year too? And then Zelda, Castlevania, Metroid. Mario's 35th was last year. Technically. I mean, you can still say it's now, but I mean, this year's the 30th of your existence. Yeah, I know, it's big year. Big year. Okay. Have I gone? Wait. Have I gone that way? I can't remember. Okay, we're gonna go and explore, chat. I can't remember if I went this way or not. I don't think I've been this way. I got hit. I think you can kill the heads. I can't remember. Ah! They got me. They got me good. That was smooth. What was smooth? Obviously not what I was doing. No. No! Ah! Why? Okay, hold on. Jump. Now who's got this in the bag? Ah ha ha ha! Ah ha! Oh, key. Ah ha ha ha! Oh. 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 Look at that, guys. 6 strats. Okay, well, we got a key. We got the key. We got the key, guys. We just gotta find the door. I don't know where the door is. Ah! Ah! No! No! Ah! Darn it! No! What? Ah! No! Okay, we're good. Shh, shh, chat. Pretend. Okay, just 1 second. This is where my memory gets tested. I don't think it's this way. Whee! Whee! You jerk! Whee! I'm probably just gonna reload because I think this is a dead end. I know there's 2 blue guys. Oh! Look at me getting so good at jumping over their heads. Nope, okay. Dead end. Not that way. We already got the key up here. Check. What's over here? Madness, I remember. No, maybe not. Oh. Should I go to the right? How are you? I'm fantastic. Today's been a good day. You always resetted that key Kai. What do you mean? Need? Okay, there's these guys. I don't think it's this way. I don't think it's that way. I'm gonna go back. Hold on. Excuse me. Let's go up here. Oh, this is the exit. Never mind. It's gotta be this way. It's gotta be this way. I think I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what to do, chat. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do. Don't say anything. I know exactly. I think I know. I have to fall. Ah! Wait, no. I think I know what to do. I think I need to get over there. I need to go to the right. I don't know if I need jump, but I'm gonna use it anyways. Ah! Haha! Haha! This is what. Ah! Oh no! This is what I need to do. This is new. Yoink! This is what I gotta go this way. Oh no! Why? I'm dodge. Haha! Oh no! Oh no! I hate you. Oh god! I hate these things. Ha! see, I told you I knew where it was. All part of the plan. Now I just gotta get past all those enemies. Why are there so many? Also, I don't think I need jump. I don't think I do. Or do I? Oh. No. I don't think I need it. I need to actually jump though. Yeah, okay, I don't need it. So I can save magic. I can save my magic. Kylie's smart. I knew it. I remember. Ooh, such good memory. Such good memory. Oh! Oh! No! Aw, it's okay. I'll take the hit there. I'll take the hit there. Here. I don't want to take the hit. Okay. One at a time. Oh god, what am I doing? Hold on. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, I only wanted to take one hit. Whoa. Okay, we're good. We're gonna try to get one at a time. Blue one, and then the red one. Okay. Ha! 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 Got him. Yeah. At least I don't have to worry about these guys jumping. Very nice. They don't give me enough experience though. 50. I hate these guys. But was I always able to block those? Was that a waste of magic? It's a waste of magic, wasn't it? Shield. I could always block. The shoes! I got the shoes! I'm invincible. I died! Never mind. I'll use life. I'm gonna need it. Aha! Aha! I thought I was invincible when I picked items up. Obviously not. I keep forgetting that. Okay. Can I do anything with these blocks? No? We did it, chat! We did it! Clap, 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 clap. We did it. We got the... Why is it this is the second palace where I killed the boss before I found the item. Is that normal? Oh, hello. My real challenge. Get out of here alive. What do the boots do? I believe I can be Jesus. Pretty sure I can be Jesus. Oh, darn it. Kylie's really good at finding the bosses. I mean, I found the boss in Zelda 1 pretty darn fast. Not gonna lie. It's pretty darn good. I guess I have to fall down. Yay, another palace down, guys. Well, wait, I don't want to jinx myself. I still have to make it to the beginning. Or do I? Technically, I don't have to, but I want to. Get out of here. Woo! Exit! I wanna watch the palace do the thing. That was unnecessary. See, look! It did the thing! Turn into a rock. Yay! We did so good. Now I can walk on water. Wait. Does this mean I can skip? Oh, I already got the child. I think the child was here. Look at that! Yay! Shortcut! Shortcut! Can I keep walking on water? Aw, what? I should be able to walk on water, punk. What? This is rigged. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. I should be able to walk on water. It should be all water. All water? What is this? Oh, that's not good. I died. This is okay. Because I have a life, and it's fine. Oh god, why do I spawn here, though? Oh, get out of here! Okay, I'm gonna go back to town if it'll let me. I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if I have to go back to this town. I'm gonna do it anyways. It's fine. It's all good. Oh god, bubbles. All downhill when you get hit once. Okay. How much experience did I have? I think it's okay. See, brown hair, Zelda. Okay. We need to find some more heart containers. Don't tell me, chat. I'm gonna try to find them myself. I feel good. I feel good. I got like a lot accomplished. Walk on water. Darn it. Okay. All right. Where do I need to go back to? Obviously, I need to go back to the area that I was. I have the walking boots. I saved the child. I need to go. Oh! Wait, where was it though? This sound always makes me laugh. I don't know why. It's so silly. I don't know why that makes me laugh. No, whatever. Where's the town? Here's the town. Kill me! So we need, I've seen the other palace. I'm pretty sure I got all the magic people. I already gave her water. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Kill me! It's a new day for all of us. Happy bear. Are you brunette as well? Zelda and Peach had brown hair because the NES couldn't make that color of yellow. You would think that they would have just tried like this yellow. It's kind of like an orangey though. Looking back, I wish I didn't use a guide on your first playthrough. Why not? Not totally bad. Walk on water! Here we go. This is where I need to be. This is it, chat. Look at that! How cool. Whee! Here's the palace. Dirty night. So it's like a bridge. Sorry, hold on, guys. find him in the water? I'm just looking around. I give myself a pat on the back for that. That's why you go and explore. Oh my god! Is there more? Wait. Oh my god. That I'm smart, yes, thank you. How do I get back now? Oh, here we go. Yay! Oh my god, Chad, I found a heart container! That feels so good. Look, and I also found the second palace. This is palace number 5, guys. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. So, I don't know if I'm safe here or if there's gonna be a flying, floating eyeball fire monster. If it does pop out, it's okay. Alright, hold on, you go use the restroom. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. What was that sound? I heard like a clink clink. Was that my battery about to die? What? Was that my battery? I know y'all couldn't probably see it, but that's the sound of a battery dying, right? Well, regardless. Hopefully it's that. Sounded like a switch sound. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna use magic. Should I go back and get... Nah, we need to explore. We're probably gonna... Well, I have 3 lives. We'll be fine. Famous last words. Battery? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh! 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 Hold on. My brain is working. I remember... Hold on. I remember there was a tip about this, or wait, was it the last one? No, wait, okay, okay, hold on. I remember they said there's a hole you have to fall down in one of the palaces.
Tiny brain.
Tiny brain, thanks, Ghost. And then they said something about a fake wall. I didn't encounter a fake wall in the other dungeon, so I'm thinking this is a fake wall. I'm thinking that's a fake wall. Is it a fake wall? Darn it, I was wrong. Okay, never mind. Darn it, I thought it was gonna be like big pog moments there. Never mind. Just kidding. Oh, we're gonna see some new monsters in here, aren't we? Oh, I hate these guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Alright, Alright, I'll take it. Where's that? Where's that? Oh, hello. What? Oh, snap. I have to be a fairy? What? I guess then I go back? Because there's no other way to get up there. Ah, I had to take damage. Oh well. Alright, let's keep going. Here, we'll do a save. Check all the walls! Exactly. I hope that's not a tricky wall. Oh god. That was so good. Nailed it. This is a wall. I'm not falling for it. Oh. Ah, haha, sucker! No! Did I just cheat? Hacks! Did I cheat? Ooh, look at that. What are you? You fire wizards! These are like the blue versions of the Wizrobes. The harder. Do I just turn into a fairy again? No. I was doing good. I was doing good. Ah! Okay, well, I know it's that way. Let's go this way. Do these guys always jump? Ah! Ah! Darn it! I never know if they're gonna shoot from above or the top. What? What is this? This is a trick. Is this it? Oh, magic. Maybe this is supposed to be like my room to get more magic to be a fairy. Oh. Maybe. I don't know. Oh god, I'm like taking unnecessary damage though. Unless... Can I even use fairy? Okay, I'm gonna try it. Oh, I can. Okay. Yeah. Gonna be shivering, yeah, he be. I'm unstoppable. I try to be. Haha. Okay, now I can ferry up there. I just have to not get hit. Eee. Oh, wait. I'm a loser. I forgot. I can't get it. Unless. Am I like unfairy somehow? No. I have an idea, chat. Give me a second. All is not lost. Hit me. Oh, darn it. Never mind. Why do I keep forgetting as a fairy I can't pick up keys? It's okay. We're gonna keep going to see what's over here. I'm thinking the only way... The only way to get that key is to let them stack. And then make my way. I'm thinking that's how I do it. Hi, Ola. Well, we're on Palace 5 right now, so progress is occurring. Things are happening. I've impressed myself. I recently found a heart container randomly, so that was fun. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna save. Okay. I'm really bad at fighting enemies going this direction. Let's see if I can... No, I have to fight him this way. Run away! Don't drop fire! Oh, he did. Oh, he listened to me. Good little fireball thing. Alright, let's go this way. Little DVD dude. Okay, we got a pea bag there. Okay, oh. Okay, alright. Found a keyhole. Alright. Darn it! Just trying to get away from that. Magic. That's really good. Alright, let's go down here. Any progress is good progress. True. Whoa, okay, we got freaking out my screen there. Okay, we got the, oh, here's a key. Okay, but it looks like I have to use jump to get up there. That's fine. Let's keep looking around. It's a long hallway. Oh, I hate you. Ah! What do I want to do? We want to keep this top one. I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna try to jump over him. Okay, just kidding. I'm gonna try to fight him. I'm gonna try to fight him, chat, to see if if there's a wall there. Or a hidden wall. Might die just trying. Darn it! I might be wrong. What's going on? Wait a second. Ah! It is true! It is a fake wall there. So let's see if I can do better and kill this guy faster. Not like that. I also need to get that other key though, so I gotta be careful. Darn it, it's hard. The fake wall has been found! I mean, they kind of make it obvious, kinda. You know? What's down here? Whoa! Go this way. Dang it, I should have saved after. Wait, no. I could probably just try jumping, actually. Let's just try jumping over him. Ah! Can you... I could, but his helmet makes it so he doesn't take any damage. What was that? Darn it, I need to save after this. What am I doing? Okay, let's get up here. And then let's... Oh. Saved. God. Freaking me out. Those guys are like easily avoidable. Get away. Okay, maybe not easily avoidable. Come on. I couldn't do this game unless I had safe states because this game is too hard. Why did you throw so much fire at my face? Oh! Ooh, I walked through one. Okay. We got some jabby guys. And some more fire wizards. Ow. Is this also a fake wall? Oh, no it wasn't. I don't know how many fake walls there are. I just know that that one exists. So, haha. Darn it, it's like they know I'm stuck. Maybe that's where I just go down. And reset them. Haha. Haha! Oh! Hi, Tarmona. Hello. I'm not gonna try to be tricked. I'm just gonna go up. I'm gonna go up here. What's up here? Oh, okay. Why am I taking unnecessary damage? Why is there so many of them? You know what? I could probably just down... Hold on. Ah. I could probably just hit them normally. What was I thinking? Whoop! I'm so far into this now, I gotta keep going. Oh, I was gonna wait for him to come down so I can kill him. Guess what I got in the mail today? Jury duty. Oh, I still got hit. Get out of my way. Magic turd. Okay, let's see. Oh, wee! Wee! I just bounced my way to victory with that one. Wow, later. Okay, well, I found another key. Oh, I did damage, and I didn't get it. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, wow. Haha. Ha. Okay, now we went to the very far exit. Okay, so now we gotta get back. We gotta get back, chat. Wonder if I can... Oh, darn. Do I need to go down? Or do I need to go back this way? I think I need to go down. Okay, I'm gonna stay down here. This is not good. This is not good. This is not good at all. Crap. Alas. I am now the queen of down thrust. I guess you could say that. You know, just jumping here would be so nice. Just jump over all of this. Oh, punk, look at that. Look what I did. Look at that. Still don't have the life I want, but that's okay. Okay, I need to save after this. Or save after I get the key and then come back. Hi, Chrono. How are you? Gosh, it like just makes me go so fast to just dodge everything. Okay, alright. Don't have the health I want, but that's okay. We're still kind of okay. Oh, darn it! I wonder if I should keep going. I wish I could heal myself here. Oh god, I need all the health I can get. Oh no. Save. Thanks, guys. Just down thrust everything on the way. I wish I could do that to the fire. You know, like jump. That doesn't work though. Darn it. I want to try to get past this level. Or wait. I want to get through this level. I can also do shield. I'll do shield maybe with the dog area. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's also shield up. Why am I so bad at killing these? What is going on? The problem is I can't even, like... Oh, God. Can I... Ah, just go to see what's over here. What's over here? Oh, no. No! Darn it! Okay, fine. Okay, alright. Let's just keep going. No, it's fine, Zing. Okay. Let's go here. Take stupid damage. Okay. I'm not taking damage to this guy at all. Oh my god, the blue thing is gonna be horrible though. Hi, Triforce! We're shielding, guys. That was stupid. Wait, do I not have a key? Oh. We shouldn't be here then. If I don't have a key, there's no point in me being here. Where's that darn key? Darn it, why did I have to save here? I have to go back, okay. Darn it. Escape! Escape with my life! Let's see. Where was the key? Thinking. I can't remember. I'm just gonna go look around. Maybe back here? Man, he keeps chasing you! Oh, darn. That's the key. Oh, darn! I almost had it. I almost had it there. Oh, God. That was weird. We know of 2 keys, do we? Do we? You have 2 keys? 2? Can't remember the second one then. Oh, darn, I keep thinking I can not get hit by that, but okay. Alright, let's try here. Okay. I'm just gonna attack this guy like normal. Oh, I kind of don't like. Hold on. Can I make him fall down somehow? Let's see. Come here. No? I feel like I can easily just get it and go if I do it right. Darn it. Why am I so bad at downward jump? Ah. Aha! I did it! Sucker! Haha! Okay, I have 1 key now. Let's create it here. This is the 4th palace. This is the 5th. This is the 5th one. This is the 5th palace. We beat 4 right at the beginning of stream. And then I managed to get to where I needed to go. Which is great. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy, guys. Oh, man. Okay. Then I have to go this way. Why did I do that? Ah. Hi, CMA! Thank you for the tier 3! Dun, 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 dun. Do I need the other key? Probably. But it'll be okay. Hi, CMA! Thank you for the tier 3 in the 3 months! All the 3s. Thank you. How are you doing today? Did you have a good Wednesday? Ooh. Hopefully it was a good Wednesday. Not too crazy. Okay, let's save here. And let's go. If I can keep those wizards behind me, oh man, I'm set. Set. Okay, let's go kill the Dark Nuts, aka Iron Thrower, Iron Hammer, whatever they're called. Oh no, I ain't taking no hits from you. Okay. Question. Maybe I can just... No! I'm trying to do the easy way out. Okay, fine, I'll fight him. Fine. I can't even use my shield. Darn it. Darn. I know I don't have any magic. Okay. I'm trying to get him over here. Like, maybe get him away. Yes. Keep following me. Keep following me. Keep following. Yes. Follow me, darling. Follow me. Come on. Come on, follow. Oh god. god. Darn it! I think y'all know what I'm trying to do, though. I'm trying to get him so far away that I can just beat him. It's not working. I can try. I'm gonna have to fight him again. Look at that. I got, what is this? Oh, is this a whistle? Is that the sound? Oh, I can move the devil thing now! I think. It's assuming I know what that is. So it looks like a whistle, or the whistle from the first Zelda. Or a bong, I don't know. Or like a test tube? No, it's a whistle. I'm very serious, hello. I think it's a whistle, or maybe it's a trumpet. I don't know. Probably is an anime teacher. An anime teacher, what's that? All right, well we found the item first before the boss now, guys. Oh my god, where'd he go? All right, now it's smooth sailing to find, it's not smooth sailing. I gotta figure out where the next key is and then where the boss is. Oh, oh yes. I got it from anime. It is a recorder, okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna probably die here. Gonna go out fighting though. That's okay. We needed more health and magic. So, you know what? Actually, let me see if I can get past this part at least. Let's see if I can get past this part. This part is actually will suck my life forces. Can I jump? I don't think I can jump, can I? Okay, away we go! Alright, if I can save here. It's okay if I die now, but okay, let's see. Where do I need to go? We got that key. I don't know where the last key is. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I just don't remember where it is. So we're just gonna, I don't know, we're gonna go this way. Because I can't remember squat. And you know what? No, it's not that way. Oh, it could be that way. Ah, fine, I'll go double check. I can't remember. I don't think it is, though. I remember being tortured here. But we're double checking, guys. Nope, it's not here. Wait, right? Yeah, it's not here. Okay, let's go this way. Let's go back to my main area. Okay, we're here. I love it. Gotta love it, chat. Gotta love it. Darn it. You know what? No, actually, that's okay. I'll let it slide. Got the key up there. Let's save. Where's the darn key? Maybe let's go down. Let's go down. Or, have I gone this way? I haven't! I have not. What? Pee bag. What? That's it? No key? No door? You don't think I'm gonna fall for something like that, do you? I am. Ha 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 ha! Alright, away I go. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe down? Do I remember these guys? I think I remember getting hit by these guys. I can't remember quite fully though. Darn it. I want to see if this is the way I need to go. Like, can I jump? Can I use jump? No. Okay, okay. We keep going. Oh, man. Be careful with backseat gaming, guys. Just be careful. I've never played this game before. Please don't tell me where to go or what to do or anything of that matter. Oh, darn. I don't know why. I should just try to kill him. Why am I not trying to kill him? I'm trying to jump over him. Silly. I should try to kill him. I always get hit there. There we go. Okay. Turd. Just shoot the thing with the thing and get things. Perfect. Ah! Let's see if I can... I'll just create one here. Just win, Kylie. Just win, of course. I've missed the last 2 streams, but looks like you're making good progress. How do you like this compared to the original Legend of Zelda? It's a lot more complex. There's like more monsters, more things to see. What is going on? Why? Why does it have to summon Jellymans? I don't need that right now. I don't need Jellymans. But this is a lot harder. I much prefer the difficulty from the first Zelda, I gotta admit. I've never played something so hard in my life. Darn, I almost killed him. He only takes 3 hits. Okay. There we go. Oh, look at that! I also got a bag. Yeah, now you want to do that. Ugh, fine. Okay. Come on. You gonna fight me? Come on. Come fight me. Punk. Come fight me. What? Why all of a sudden you're summoning 3? To block my path? That's rude. Look at that. Oh, God. Trying to see if I could get past him, but I don't think I can. I gotta up stab. I gotta make space. I gotta make space here and just fight him here. Good idea. Stop touching me. Darn it. It's only the blue ones I should be worried about, not the red ones. Ah, there we go. Oh. Whew, okay. Alright, we're good. We're good. Kylie, die now, for real. Oh my god, another one? More? What? What is this? What? What? What is this? What is this nonsense? Is this a dead end, or... It's either a dead end or there's like a thing up there or something. Alright, well, I don't have any magic anyways, so... Darn it! Is this really, like, not worth my time and energy? I remember, where was I with this save file? There's nothing over here. So I don't think I need to go down at all. Gotta be something I'm missing then. Not that way. Okay, maybe it is down. Maybe it's up. I can always die and get more health. There is that. There's the magical pea bag. What's this way? I don't have a key though. But I found the door! Gosh darn it. I found the door though. Okay, alright. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. But I just don't have the key. Alright, so this is where the door is. Why? Okay, where's the darn key? Alright, let's go this way. Why am I getting hit? Doing things, going places, things are happening, yes. So I'll just take the hit, whatever. I'm getting a lot further than I thought I would. It's over here. Okay, I haven't been here. All right, I think I found it. I found where I need to go. I just need to not get hit by stupid stuff. Ah! Okay, we're good. And the blue guys. You came from there, didn't you? I haven't seen that one room. So no. Why did I just jump in that? Was it over here? Wait, was it? No, it kept going right. Okay, we are gonna die here. That is for sure. But that's okay. Oh god. It's okay, it's okay. We need more health and more magic and everything will just be dandy. Because we found the room and hopefully there's a key. Hopefully. Oh my god. Ah! Ah! Whatever. Oh, man. Wait. Am I gonna have to... Excuse me, coming through. For real. Okay. No! I was trying to... No! No, what was it doing? I was trying to do the thingy. I'm gonna experiment. Oh. Freedom! Oh my god! Ah! Oh god. Who are you? Why are you here? Wait a second. Wait a second. I can't figure out what I need to do. So let me try to kill him. Story chat. I'm gonna reset this. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a... Oh! Darn it. Okay, I know where this is. Because that's where the key was on the opposite side. But I can't get there. This was showing me that I needed to go another way. Oh, crap. It's also a dead end. Where the heck is this key? Is it this way? I don't know where I am. Is this the exit? That's the key. I totally forgot. Oh my god. Okay, well we found the key. Oh my god! Oh, I forgot how to get there though. Well, I know how, but like, what? Alright, we're gonna have to figure it out. I obviously can't use a fairy. I can't use the fairy. Oh my god. To get up there, because it does nothing. I can't grab the key. Why am I... Stop touching me! Okay, I should just hit him. Keep forgetting I have that ability. Stop! Oh my god! Okay, we're good. God, I'm dying. Black Gamer, you're real close to spoiling, man. I swear to God. Patience is key. So you're basically telling me to wait to get on the blocks. Stop. S-T-O-P. Okay. Alright. I can't kill that stupid thing. Darn it. Okay, I wonder if I can get this guy hit by a block. I'm just gonna need to... Oh my god. Oh god. Stop it. Oh wait. I did it! Escape! have more health than this, but I'll deal with it. It's fine. It's like reverse Tetris. It really is. Blocks go up. Well, maybe I get hit by... Well, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Alright. You know what? Okay, we're gonna try one more time. We're gonna try one more time. I'm gonna try to get as much health as I can. I feel like I can do this. Just kidding. This is very difficult. I really wish this thing would go away. Thank you. It's not, thank you. Oh, man. It doesn't help with its fire. Like, come on now. I just need a couple more blocks. You know, I probably did so good the very first time. Darn it. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get out of here and then come back. Actually, one more time. I want to try to see if I can get like two blocks down or something. I'm already, oh god. Have you ever played Monster Hunter? Yes, I have. I wish I could kill that thing. Come here. Fight me. Fight me. Stop trying to shoot at me. Dang it. Touching the fire makes your health go low so fast. Looks like Mega Man now. Or it looks like Mega Man in this game. If this thing wasn't flying around, I could do so much better. They had to add that little flavor to this already annoying room. Wait. Can I like... Oh, wait. Maybe I can hit the blocks up so I don't take that much damage. So I can just stay in one spot. Let's see. Yeah, if the game just wasn't the game, it would be easy. Yes, exactly. You know my... You know. Aww! Stop getting in my way! Get it, I hit him. I got this, chat. The ghost is very rude. Very rude. This is so hard. I should have just left with the health that I had. I honestly probably would be okay. Like this. Come over here. Now he's just making fun of me by throwing fire in my hole. What the heck? Do you want help? No, no, I don't want help. I don't want help. I know exactly what I need to do. I'm just struggling with the ability to do this map. Because I make stupid mistakes like that. Hi, I hate you. Not what I want, but I'll just deal with it. I hate you so much! Screw it, I'm out of here! I tried so hard to get as much health as I could. I give up, I give up. Oh, you better not freaking flame me. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm just gonna heal, and I don't know where to go, I forgot. Is it this way? I think it was this way. Yeah, it's this way. Oh, goodness gracious. That room, man. I'll just heal. Hopefully, I'm close to the boss. Hopefully. Oh man, there's like a whole nother level. Maybe I'm not. Okay, we got that guy, we got that guy, we got that guy, we got down here. What's down here? Have I been here? It feels the same. So, some of these rooms just confuse the daylights out of me. Because I feel like I've been there. You know? You changed your name, it was a big decision. Can I ask why it's a big decision? Or at least why you think that. I'm trying to get the bag, but I hate you. Alright, screw it. I'm not gonna get the bag. It takes too much time. I still get hit. Okay, you know what? I refuse to get hit by the DVD man. I like refuse. I don't want to get hit by you. They just trap you. There we we go. I was waiting for it to go up there. You know what? Also, screw all of you. Ah! Why do I suck at killing you when I need to kill you, little dude? Yoink. There we go. Exactly what I need. I don't need that though. Well, look at there. I got the key. I needed the key, right? I needed the key? Huh? Did I need a key? I can't think. I can't think when my health is this low. Let's go this way. I hate you. I wish you could kill these guys. Oh, it's just the pee bag, right? I don't need to go that way. Wait, there's just a pee bag. Maybe I go this way. Oh, here we go. That's the way I go. This is gonna be tricky. Ah ha ha! Oh my god! No! I just want to see what's over here. Okay. Maybe I should kill the red one, try to jump over the blue one. Oh! Oh! Funny. Yes! Oh my god, what am I in for? Where's the boss? Oh, I found the boss! Oh god, what did I ask for? What is going to be coming to me? Okay, what do we have? Whoa! It's like a troll. guy, I think. I need to go use the restroom real quick. Hold on before I go. 1 second. Give me a second. Hold on. All right. What are we in for, chat? Oh, God. We are in for a mess. That's definitely the case. Okay. All right. Well, let's have fun, right? Hold on. This is in my way. Okay, let's shield it up, guys. All right, what do you do? Oh, okay. All right, you throw stuff. All right, this is okay. I can't do my normal. Okay. It's gonna be crazy. Did you save? Yeah, I saved. We're fine. I have to figure out how to do damage. Don't say it, chat. I have to figure out how to do damage to this guy. Obviously, he has a helmet on, so I can't necessarily do damage on his head. I don't think I can. I'm trying to hit his head, his face. That doesn't work either, I don't think. Oh my god, this boss is gonna be so bad, isn't he? Oh! Oh! That's how you do damage? You just have to straight up, like, stab the guy in his chest. Okay. Or, let's see if fire does anything. Okay, it doesn't. Alright, well, it was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. We're gonna try with full health on this and see what I can do. Otherwise, I can just go back to my save file. We're gonna try. Oh, darn. Oh, he does a lot of damage. Oh, you know what? I should probably have shielded. My bad. Okay, sorry. Hey, hold on. Also, I noticed I can get like one good hit in, like right at the beginning. Okay, whatever. Just kill me. Okay. All right. This is good. I'm gonna create a save point. So the top is gonna be last health or last life. The second one is that one. Okay. All right. Let's do shield and let's just do it up. Yeah. Oh, I already missed. Okay. Darn it. Man. Ah. I wonder, wait. This is another crazy. Just give me a second. I'm gonna see if it works. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, well that's okay. I tried it. Reflecting does not work, chat. Okay, I'm just practicing now. I can do some good hits. I kind of have to like push him back a little bit. That was horrible. I'm like hitting him. That's what I shouldn't be doing. I am walking into his ball and chain. Not on purpose, I might say, but trying to hit him. Oh my god, I was doing so good. Okay. The first one should be easy. I wonder if I should also be using jump to jump away. No, I think I got the hang of this though. I'm also gonna try jump. Okay, just kidding. I don't think jump will help. I'm getting. Also, my finger's starting to hurt. And I have a bubble on my finger. It doesn't hurt, or it doesn't feel good. Hey, come on. You're not allowed to go back there. Darn it, I let him get too close. Darn it, I'm so close. Employees only! Ah, stop hitting him. There we go. Hold on, let me like rest my finger for just like 2 minutes because it's starting to hurt. Calluses from Too Much Zelda. The D-pad, why did I never think to add cushion to the D-pad? Quit jabbing the air with your sword. You're being mean. He's being mean. He started it. He's the one with the giant mace. Punk. I was thinking maybe I could just walk up to him. That doesn't really work. My hands are getting so tired. It's only 10:46? Dang. He cornered you. He did. I'm gonna try with my analog stick because my finger hurts. Oh, it's not working at all. I just kept seeing my health and I was like getting more and more panicked. Oh god. Dumb. Come here. I don't like when he goes all the way back there. You gotta come up here, bro. He's cornering me. Let's redo. I don't like fighting from that angle. Or from that direction. Why did I do that? The standoff. Get him! I'm debating myself, man. My hands are getting sweaty. Why is this boss so stressful? Okay. Alright, again. No. I'm not taking a hit the very first time. I refuse. I'm stretching my thumb. My jump attacks seem to work well. Kind of. They're a hit and miss. I feel like it depends on where he moves. I have to like walk up to him. Okay, that was dumb. Don't corner me. It makes me anxious. No. I shouldn't have gotten hit there or there. The fact that I'm getting hit there makes me so frustrated. Don't say the D word, please, guys. Stop saying the D word. Stop. There's a lot of people, and I believe I've told you multiple times before to not say that word. Not today, but even yesterday. Don't say the word. Family friendly. I'm getting aggravated. Don't aggravate me more. She's not into the D word. Lol. This is family friendly. Do you have a problem with that? You can say dang. Darn. I don't even know what you're talking about. Then don't bring it up. It's easy. It's just my rules of my chat. I don't want people to curse, and I accept. There's a lot of words that I find curse words. I don't really respect anybody that does it and not listen to my rules. Be nice. Respect me. I'll respect you. I know you didn't say it, but it looked like you were questioning it, and I didn't appreciate that either. There's no holes in guacamole. Wait, what, Todd? I don't understand. Oh, darn, I didn't hit him. It's also hard responding to you when I'm killing a boss. I'll message you after. Don't corner me! Stop! Ah! The only problem is, why did they make this game so that they could go to the end of the screen? There we go. Okay. Whoop. Wow. Thanks, Dre. Why do I keep missing the first easy one? Time for cheese strat? No, we're not doing cheese strat. We're gonna do the strat because it's working. It's just slowly but surely. Imagine if all the other Zelda games were like Adventure of Link. I don't think Zelda would be my favorite game if it was all like this. You always hated this one as a kid? Yes. I mean, Zang's telling you how it is, Black. I don't... Unless I'm missing a conversation piece here. I don't... Oh, wait. Wait, I would have liked the Zelda series as much as I do if they did. That's exactly how I think, Poison. How slowly, because remember, time is rupees. Time is money. Okay. Alright. I just gotta, like, not let him get over here too far. I always feel like I'm close enough, but then he, like, moves. See? Like that. Oh, goodness. Oh, also putting stars in a curse word, just don't do that either. Just don't say the word. Don't add stars. Just say a different word. Turd. Darn. Dang nabbit. There's so many words to sub. It's cursing is cheap language. Y'all are better than that. That's all. I'm gonna drop it now. If I say it one more time, I'm just gonna start banning. If it's from somebody that's already done it. Not a new person. Unless they're doing it on purpose. How many lives do I have? Darn it! This is my last life. Okay. After this, I want to know the cheese strat. After. Not before. Come here. Come here. Ah! I like just missed. Wait a second. What? Oh my god, we did it! Praise Zelda. Wow.
Yay.
Wow. Thanks, guys. How do you do the cheese strat now? I'm not going to. Like, here, let me go and like put the gem in the thing. And then I'll save. But tell me how to do it. Platypus. Yeah, I mean, I've already killed it. I'm not gonna kill it again. At least I don't think I will. Okay, hold on, chat. But hold on, before you tell me. Should I wait for a life? I feel like I have a lot of magic
26
already.
deaths, 32 resets. Impressive. Joking llama heart, the cheese strat is this. Go to the store, get a slice of cheese and cut it.
It doesn't count. What? Gamer! Ah! Jump spell? Let's hope we don't play this one again, right? Yeah. Hop over him and dodge the maze. Okay, hold on. I guess I'll just get magic. Well, do I want to get magic? You almost did it! You just push him off the screen and keep swiping. He can't use his ball and chain. No! Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna save. Hold on. Hold on, but I wanna just see it. I just wanna see it. Okay, hold on. So I know. Don't worry, guys. I'm just looking. I just want to see it. Wait, how do you kill him? You don't even see him. Oh, hello. He just like peeks. He's scared. Oh my god! No. I'm not kill. I mean, I've already killed him. Oh my god. That's so crazy! That is so dumb. Okay, well, I've seen it. I've seen. Oh, oops. I've seen it. What? That's insane. Okay. All right, guys. We have officially finished Palace 5. Yes, 5. Oh my god. And we finished Palace 4. Oh, I got the flute. I know where to go. Okay. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Go this way. I got the flute. I got the flute, chat. I got the flute. I know exactly where to go. I have to go and play a song for the devil. He hates noise. Ah, it worked! Whoa, who are you? Whoa! What are you doing? Ow! That was rude. What are these? Get off my lawn! Oh god. Oh my. What? Oh god, these guys are the devil. Oh my god. It's not very friendly, neighbor-like. Oh my god, there's more? Are you kidding? Oh my god, they know exactly where I'm walking. Ah! Oh, great. What? How many are there? Okay, hold on. This is not very nice. I hope there's another town so I can save or something. Oh, there is a town. It's down there. Oh, oh! Can I heal? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Here. It's not the best place to save, but just in case. Oh. Oh. Town! Oh my god! Ah! Okay, we're good. Jeez. Kasuto Strange. It is deserted.
Yay for Kylie.
Great. Lovely. What? What happened? I wasn't even paying attention. Thank you, Raph. Okay. Hold on, chat. I need to figure out, one, what killed me. Don't knock me off. Why is it deserted? Oh, the sign that kills you? Like, what is it? What, the death by splinters? How does that make any sense? It doesn't. Ah! It's okay. We had no experience, so. But I have to go back through the wall of death. Ugh. What the heck? The heck? Alright, well, at least I knew exactly where to go with the little flute doohickey. I love that sound. Da -da 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 -da. Da -da 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 -da. Oh, I don't know why I'm hitting that. Okay. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Please. Grinds experience. Honestly, I've been getting away with it. And I'm not going to be able to get away with it for long. I can feel it. I can feel it from that last time. I could feel it. It was spicy. Leave me be. Okay, I should probably go back to the town. Whoop. Thank you, Izzy, by the way. Thank you guys all for the beats. That was sweet. You like the music when you go in the houses? Does it change? Oh, yeah. I never really noticed. I gotta be honest, it kinda all sounds the same to me sometimes. It's just me. Man, what the heck? Thank you for the 100 bits as well. Thank you. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm getting a hand cramp. Oh, why? It hurts. Why? Dre, thank you so much for subgifting that Wonder Chemist. That was sweet of you. Thank you, Dre. I'm getting a hand cramp. Do you do clips here, or do I throw them in your Discord? I mean, like, in terms of watching, I mean, Discord, I get to watch after stream. You could do both, though. I prefer Discord because then I can see it after stream. Sorry, hold on, my hand's hurting. Yeah, I'll play with my arm. Ouch. Game is not very ergonomical. I don't know what I would do without it though. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back to town. I'm gonna save so I can leave with full health. Ah! Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda. Cramping of hands. For real. Guys, I don't know what it is. Did y'all never have this problem as children when you played this game? Like, I can imagine the controllers were even worse. Zelda. The Legend of Zelda. My hands, they hurt. Do you guys remember that time when we went to the town and assigned murder us? Good times. I remembered it twice. Twice. Aw, Izzy! Why you have to be so nice to me? Thank you for subgifting a broshi. You ignored your pain? Y'all are a lot braver than I am. I'm a wimp when it comes to any pain, though. Oop. Going slow seems to help when there's nobody attacking you. I hate these dino egg throwers. They're throwing their youth away. Die. Why aren't you dying? Oh, look at that dodge. Oh, look at that. Oh, darn it. Oop. Okay. Alright, well, I don't really like my health, but we'll continue on. I'm hoping I can find a town that's not deserted. Let's go. Ah! What did I just get attacked by? Hello? Don't attack. No! Don't attack me! Why? Oh my god. Ah, screw it. I don't even know. I don't even see anything. And it just sucks my life away. There's obviously something I'm missing. No. They're invisible monsters. Lovely. My hand wasn't cramping. Oh, a fairy. Thank God for you. Yes. Leave me alone. Oh, what? Again? Come on. I wish I could, like, dodge him with my shield. I'm in the mud. More invisible monsters? They're everywhere. Wait. Haha, suckers. Am I getting hit by another? Oh, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. Hi, Zane. Okay, well, I got some life. catch a break. What in the heck? I don't even know if I'm going the right way either. Like, I don't even know where I'm going. No. We're just gonna slowly make our way around. And then that's the town that you don't want to go to. So screw that town. Oh my god. Why are you taking damage from invisible enemies? Because they're enemies and I can't dodge them because they're invisible, so I take damage from them. Let's go in the swamp. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? There's a cave. Go to the cave. Oh. Okay, okay. Alright. Let's save. I got somewhere. I took that health away from me already? What the heck? Where am I? What is this? Heart container? Heart container? Why do you... Oh. Okay, well. Alright. Whatever. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? That's what could go wrong. Alright, well, I know what's in the cave. I don't want to stay in the cave. What's over here? Can I walk on the water? No! There's another cave. I'm gonna go this way. Oh god, they're still over here. Hello, cat daddy. What's over here, guys? We're investigating. I would love to find a town. That would be my end goal right now. At this very moment would be to find... No. Alright, dang it. I should have saved when I got to the cave. Oh, God. It's very rude indeed. How is this the easier? How is this easier? Maybe it's not supposed to be easy. I need to do some major leveling, chat. If this is the easy monsters in the swamp, like what? Imagine. Palace 6? I'm not too worried about Palace 6 right now. Oh my god. I wish the swamp didn't make me move so slow. Thank you, Dre, for for sub gifting to Peter. That was sweet. Welcome to the fairy family, Peter. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. I made it! I made it! I made it! Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh, darn it, I thought I could get... Fine. Ah. Aha! Aha! Ah! Oh, are you kidding me? I'm seeing if I can walk on water. That was such a pointless cave. Gonna need a vacation after this game. For real. I mean, this part's okay. This is just exploring. But you can tell I'm clearly weak. If some of these monsters are supposed to be weak. Like, what? I hate scorpions in real life. They can just not exist and I'd be perfectly happy. These rock statues are in a very suspicious location, I want to say. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. There's 3 of them. It makes a Triforce. Well, that's exactly what it is, though. But... okay, wait, what am I doing? I don't want to go over here. I don't think I do. I have to go here. I hate this spot right here. There's like no winning. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Where do I want the least amount of damage? If I can go over here. I'm gonna save. Then I can be a little bit closer. It's like almost immediate. Scorpions are not awesome. They're super creepy. And they're tiny, and they're just worse than spiders. Well, I'm not trying to get hit by these, but I am. So, alas. Oh my god, how am I not dead? No! Ugh. So doing this helps. See, look at that. There we go. Shielding up, boys. I don't know what this stupid invisible monster looks like, but I will find him and I will kill him. I will kill him. Oh boy, I will kill him when I see him. Okay. Let's go this way now. I'm gonna go this way. What? Okay. I don't understand! I don't understand! I have to go this way? Ah! Okay, I give up. I give up. I give up. I give up going there forever. Okay, let's see. What else can I do? Maybe I'm supposed to like look around in the swamp or in the forested area or in the water. I can walk on water now. The hand hurts. Can I say platypus? Why? No! I refuse! Don't help me! I will figure it out. Y'all need to trust me. Y'all make me feel like I'm an idiot when y'all just go and blab and tell me what I need to do. It makes me feel like y'all don't trust that I can figure it out on my own. And it makes me sad. Like, what the heck? What have I done to not get trust from you guys? I've gotten this far. I've beaten Palace 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. I'm on 6 now. The whole point of playing games like this is to struggle. It's not fun if you don't struggle. Maybe if that's not something you like watching, maybe just go play it yourself and then come back once I'm done beating Zelda 2. This game is definitely the hardest one of the whole bunch. That's for sure. Okay. Well, let's see. That is the money thing. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go back over here. I love that I have different save spots. Okay. Let's go. I want to go and investigate the forest over here. Because it just seemed off that it literally takes me all the way over here and there's nothing there. So there's got to be something. I just have to like investigate. Like this. See, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's so weird that it's like quiet unless there's like an item I need, you know. And I tried walking on water. So we're going to go through each of the forest sections and see if there's anything here. If I don't die. Suspicious forest. Very suspicious forest. I don't know what I'm doing. That's not what I wanted. You are a jerk. You know that? I'm just gonna kill you with fire just to get revenge. I just want revenge on you. It's gonna kill me first. Never mind. Ugh. What? Oh, I hate these spider things. Tektites, yes. This darn Tektites. Hello, Easy. Getting interrupted by the monsters is making this a little difficult. And then obviously pressing the wrong direction key makes it difficult as well. Did I not save? I think there was only a couple more spots I needed to check. Point. Thank you, Justin. Everything gets weaker in later games. I think they just get the feedback that this game was just way too hard, and then they just feel bad. Then they make all games for the rest of the entire franchise easier. I don't think anything's here. What? How did I manage to miss all the fairies? Okay, there's nothing here. Darn dang nabbit! There's nothing there for me. There's gotta be something. I'm missing something. The town. Maybe I need to jump over the town. Or the sign. Sorry. That didn't make any sense. Maybe I need to jump over the sign before it can do damage to me. Okay, we're good. Thanks, Mog. I'm just gonna die. Here's my socks. There you go. Hold on. We're gonna go, I'm gonna go investigate this gosh darn town again, just one more time if I can freaking make it. Holy cow. Oh, I hate these things. Oh, I hate these things so much. Gotcha. Gosh, darn it. No! I didn't jump! I enjoy watching this from you, Kylie, because you've literally vocalized everything I felt as I played through it. Pain! Absolute pain. I'm giving my hand a break, okay, chat? Don't think I've given up. I'm just giving my finger a break because it is throbbing right now. It hurts. I need like a finger guard or something. Also doesn't help because I accidentally poked and now I have like a little bubble on my thumb. Blister. I have a blister. Does not help. The blister was from doing stained glass, not this game, just FYI. Escape! Ah! Shoo! No! It didn't work! I thought the magic thing will work. Oh gosh. I thought my little tootie horn. Okay. Ah! What was that? Oh. What's going on? What? Am I chopping trees down or something with my hammer? You can do that? Wait, how am I doing that? How am I doing that? Was that always a thing? The heck? Goodbye, Tacola. Good night. Good luck. Thank you. I saw this in my recommend. I had to click on it. Hello, set 171 Street. Hello. I am getting massacred. Hi, King Juke. I cannot get out of this forest. I'd rather battle 5 Gorias than 1 tall dino. For real. Hold on, I want to see if I can do that in this area. Oh my god! Since when was this a thing? That makes no sense. Unless I was told by an NPC, which I don't remember. I don't think I've been told by an NPC. Probably just gonna stop here because I'm getting frustrated. We can figure out whatever I have to do in the next area. I don't even know where the palace is either. I have a whistle and I can apparently chop trees down. But I haven't needed to chop trees down, so I don't know what the point of chopping the trees down. What's the next palace? Number 4? We beat 4 and we beat 5. So I believe Palace 6 is the next one. So. Before I stop for tonight, though, I know I don't want to go, but I'm just getting tired and frustrated. I just don't want anything bad to happen. We'll figure it out tomorrow. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I'll figure it out. When am I playing this again? Sunday.